Imaginary Ones has one of the biggest followings of any NFT project at over 500,000 followers on Twitter. But despite having such a truly massive following, the project hasn't done as well as expected following the launch last week. So why is a project like this with so much attention only trading for around 1 Ethereum on the secondhand marketplace? I'm Devin Cook, let's talk about Imaginary Ones and welcome back to Dev Money. So what has Imaginary Ones done well so far? Well, there's a couple main things, and one of which is they've built an incredible website for their project. If you come over here to imaginaryOnes.com, you can see this for yourself. It's very high quality, there's plenty of really nice animations throughout, and it even has its own theme song that starts playing once you launch the website. And as you scroll through this website looking at it, you're gonna see that basically everything is animated. Obviously the art itself looks very nice, very clean. It's based off of this walking man style of art that has become increasingly popular in the past months. And it's just a really easy to use website. You can see that it's just super nice, super clean, super high quality, and that's something really good to see in a project. One of the other things they've done very well is they have a fully doxed team. We know who the people are behind Imaginary Ones. And on their website, you can go to each of the people on the team, the creator, CM Tat, the business strategist, the gentle whale, or David, and you can see everyone else on the team. You can go to their Twitter pages as well as their LinkedIn pages, which you can see right here. And that's something really unique to see. You typically don't get linked to the LinkedIn page for the creators of an NFT project. So being able to go onto their LinkedIn page, seeing their past work history and their past experience is really good to see, especially with a project like this that has such a high profile and such a large community. You're gonna wanna be able to see if they can actually execute on something at this large of scale. And the third thing that they've done very well, as I mentioned, is built out and created a massive following online. You can see here on their website that they have about 512,000 followers, which is huge for any account. And then also when you jump over to twitteraudit.com, you can see that 97% of these followers are real since the last audit, which was taken around 408,000-ish followers. So those are some really good numbers to see. And when we see a massive account like this, it's always good to just run a quick audit on their account to make sure that these are real followers and they're not just buying tons of bots to go follow their page and build hype and demand around their collection. And then the last thing that they've done very well for one more quick second is the art for this project. When you look at the art for this project, it's extremely high quality, very well made, very visually compelling as well. It's very bright, very colorful, and it's taken advantage of two main trends that we're seeing: the running man, walking man style of art, as well as the 3D style of art that they're combining into this Imaginary Ones art. And so I could see that the art for this project could get a lot of newcomers into the NFT space interested just because it looks pretty nice, pretty inviting, and people new to the NFT space typically are going for that very vibrant, very bright style of art. But the art is not the only thing that makes a great project, and you cannot, I repeat, you cannot have a great project just solely based on the art, at least in my opinion. And that's really clear to see when you look at some other projects, which we're gonna see here in a second, like Moonbirds, CryptoPunks, or Cryptodes, where it's really just pixelated art. It's not as high quality as these 3D animated renderings, yet they're still doing exceptionally well. So what's the matter with Imaginary Ones? They have this great, amazing art, they have this really well thought out, really well designed website, and they have this massive community of over 500,000 people on Twitter. So what's the missing element? Why aren't they already to the moon, and why are they only sitting at around 1 Ethereum floor price on the secondhand marketplace? So there's a couple missing elements to this project that have really hindered their growth. And the first one, and in my opinion, the biggest issue, is that they didn't like and subscribe down below to this channel to get updates on NFT news, NFT tutorials, and a bunch of other content. I mean, to me, that's the biggest mistake they've made, right? But now seriously, one of the biggest things I feel like is lacking with this project is in their roadmap. When you come back over here to their website and you look at their roadmap, it just looks a bit vague and kind of plain and generic like a lot of other projects. Nothing is really stand out and unique. They have this in real life section where they say they're gonna be bringing some apparel, some toys, some physical events. And in my opinion, this is just the same thing that every other NFT project is doing. They're promising apparel, they're promising merchandise, and they're promising some sort of in real life event or conference. And then in this partnership tab, they're saying that they're gonna partner with brands with similar values to create meaningful products and campaigns together. And they're also saying that Web3 is the future. They're gonna partner with established brands, and they're also going to foster allies and strategic partnerships with exceptional doxed projects. And my biggest issue with this roadmap, especially this section of the roadmap, is it's just exceptionally vague. And if you're not familiar and used to looking at roadmaps for other NFT projects, you may not notice this. But to me, what they're saying is that they're going to partner with some people in different brands and different Web3 communities and different NFT projects, but they don't really know who they're partnering with, or at least they're not telling us yet. And in my personal opinion, if you want my money to invest in a project like this, you need to give me a bit more meat than that. You need to tell me a little bit more about what I can expect. Who are you partnering with? What Web3 developments do you have underway? And what other NFT projects are you going to be partnering with? And how ultimately are all of those partnerships going to help build out your brand and the IP behind your project? And then of course, like every other project these days as well, they're going to be having a metaverse with an art gallery and gaming and all kinds of things. But I also don't think that many people in the NFT space realize how much resources are going to go into developing a seriously good game and good metaverse. One of the most valuable brands in the world, Facebook, is building out their own metaverse. And then you also have Yuga Labs, who arguably are in charge of the most valuable NFT project in existence, building out their own metaverse as well. And so when you see a project saying they're going to build a metaverse, that doesn't mean that that metaverse is even going to have demand. You have some serious players in the metaverse space already going in full steam ahead and dumping tons of money into their metaverses. And so in order to compete, you're gonna have to build an exceptional community around that metaverse. You're gonna have to build an exceptional team to build that metaverse. And you're gonna have to have some extremely good implementation to get this metaverse off the ground, let alone to get it to actually be successful in the long run and to beat out some of those serious competitors like Otherside, Facebook, Sandbox, Decentraland, and a bunch of others that are obviously gonna be coming up in the future as well. So that's my biggest issue with their roadmap, just way too vague. And then the second missing element I see with this project is that the team doesn't have a lot of past experience working in an NFT world. One of the biggest predictors of success, in my opinion, for an NFT project is if that creator has built a community of some sort and built success, especially in the NFT space. And you do have to be careful with this because sometimes influencers who have maybe 1 million subscribers on YouTube or 1 million followers on Twitter will go out and release an NFT project or endorse an NFT project. And that does not necessarily mean that it's going to be a great project just because someone popular is behind the project. But if the creator of an NFT project has previous success with other NFT projects, that's one of the biggest predictors of success I've seen in NFT land. And of course, everyone has to start from zero when building out their first NFT project. And I am aware that obviously Bored Ape Yacht Club, no one knew who they were, but they built probably the most valuable NFT project so far. And it's really interesting when you compare this project to some other projects, because this project, like we already mentioned a couple times, has some really stellar art that, in my subjective opinion, looks really good. But it's being beaten out by a project like this, like Moonbirds, that has just this pixelated art. It's not as high quality as the Imaginary Ones art, but yet it's trading at 27.9 Ethereum floor price, much higher than Imaginary Ones. And then you also have a collection like VeeFriends, and VeeFriends has been ridiculed from the start for its really basic looking art because these were all just hand-drawn by Gary Vaynerchuk. Yet despite this real hand-drawn vibe and low quality in some people's opinion, this project is sitting at around a 9.15 Ethereum floor price, and they've even reached up to about 20 Ethereum. So what do these projects, VeeFriends and Moonbirds, have that Imaginary Ones doesn't? And that's where I come back to the creator behind the project. Gary Vaynerchuk has had some massive business success in his career, and he's built some massive social media followings. And Gary's been able to leverage his social media following and his success as a business operator to get VeeFriends off the ground and turn it into a really high value project. And a similar story with Moonbirds. If Moonbirds was launched by somebody that nobody knew, it probably wouldn't be as successful as it is right now. But instead, it's from the creator Proof, which you probably already heard about in my Moonbirds video. And because Proof has done so well with past NFT projects, people wanted to be a part of his newest project, Moonbirds, and that's part of why this project has been so successful. So what's the future of the Imaginary Ones project? Is it really just a flop? Is it going to zero? Or will it eventually go up to 5 ETH, maybe even 10 ETH or more? And first off, let me put some things in perspective. This project is trading north of 1 Ethereum, which means if you minted this project for 0.2 Ethereum at the pre-sale or 0.6 Ethereum during the Dutch auction public sale, this is still not a flop if that's your scenario, because you made at least 40% on your money, which is a great return. It's just that sometimes if you're not seeing 5 to 10x returns on your money with NFT land, it doesn't seem like it's doing so well. But just remember that Warren Buffett averages about a 20% return, so 40% is really good. Now, as far as the future of this project, they have the community, they have the art, and now after the public sale, they have the funding to do some really cool things with this project. So it does seem like they're stacked pretty well for success in the future. So this is the question: can they actually execute and deliver long-term value in this project for the holder? Because as we've already seen, just having great art isn't enough. In fact, your art can be subpar, but as long as you execute, you can deliver massive value to the holders, and then you're gonna be rewarded by a high floor price for your project. And really, one of the things that needs to be done in order for this project to be successful is they have to build a brand around their IP. They need to deliver a story or build a story around this project. These vague statements that they have in their roadmap, in my opinion, isn't going to take them from 1 Ethereum to 10 Ethereum. They really need to take it to the next level. But if they can create a perception of value around this project based upon the brand that they've built around this IP and based upon the story they're telling about this art and what they're doing in real life to give utility to the holders, that's how the price is going to start to rise. Because if people like you and me don't see value in this project, well, we're just not going to buy it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, thanks for watching.